Yeah, yeah. Yesterday around this time of the day, I watched a documentary on YouTube about El Salvador. It's an equatorial country in between Panama and America. I think it's next door to Panama. Anyway, it's some prime real estate on the face of the earth. It's probably the most beautiful country in the world, and it's probably home to some of the most beautiful people in the world. The documentary was about a notorious gang or group who were very large and strong and very dedicated and committed, and I thought were absolutely awesome looking. I thought these people were very, 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 very. I can tell by a person's face, if they rape. I can tell, and I don't think. I think in one of the entire prison that was thousands and thousands, or not hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands or so. I don't. I didn't think I saw one face of a rapist. I can tell. Yes, I can tell. I can tell lots of things about people by looking at them, and I'm going to get onto that. Higgins, and Gardy. So anyway, sorry, what I'm saying. So these gang have been completely ousted somehow. Modern technology, probably my name, Florida or somebody, have completely eradicated these people from El Salvador. These people probably protected El Salvador like it was their family. Like Irish rebels used to protect Ireland like it was the most important thing. And now they're all loyalist piggy sellouts to any gentrifying American. Like they're really, 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 really like all these Sinn Féin and yeah, true to the rebel cause, the rebel boys, the rebels, and they're getting an interesting perspective these days of loyalism. It's like I can't believe those bastards took the soup. What traitors! And they're not even starving, but they're all taking the loyalist soup, and a bit of cash and a bit of belly rubs from Florida, and they're all loyalists. They're all seeing the perks and the mentalities and the underlying factors of loyalism. That you get a little privy position, you get a bit of cash. You have to say a prayer for Thomas Rockefeller every day. It's like saying a prayer to the king every day. Anyway, I really like these guys, these actual rebels. El Salvador, the Maure, I think Maui. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. All right. And as usual, the Western documentary I was watching was filled with absolute propaganda against these people for abduction, torture, racketeering, rape. And yeah, I'd imagine many, 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 many wealthy Americans that want to absolutely take that land entirely for themselves. It's probably the most beautiful equatorial country in the world, and it's massively, massively central and very, 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 very important to rich people in ways the people of this native land don't even appreciate. So people from Florida will come over and they'll probably treat it like Haiti. You know what I mean? Like Haiti, like the people from Florida treat the island of Haiti. They'll just abduct and torture and murder and rape any little girl that they see on the streets because there's not exactly social security numbers, and there's not exactly these kind of things in lesser not let developed like lesser like established or bureaucratic countries. So I'd say a lot of weird things happen to little girls in El Salvador. Beautiful, beautiful little girls, I'd say. Sorry, not to be offensive there, but I'm saying this land is a very beautiful land and probably home to very beautiful people. So I'd say some messed up stuff happened with some kids. And in retaliation to that, these people, these real rebels, took it very, 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 very seriously. In the documentary I was watching, the Western government were actually going around smashing up all the graveyards belonging to their family, and their family looked steeply religious. Every graveyard was ornamented and hand built and crafted, and they were going around with sledgehammers smashing these people down. I nearly puked, a bit, but anyway, I'm getting it kind of wrong. My rhetoric here, what I'm saying is, if you put yourself, okay, I suppose, in a tourist position in El Salvador, okay, there's a gang in that country, a gang, a really, really, or not any El Salvador, but just any country we go to. Okay, there's a really, really, really big gang, super notorious and super nationalistic. Not that it's a nation, but you know what I mean. Super patriotic. They racketeer everything, everything. Actually, they racketeer so much that if you don't pay your way, you're going to be punished by them. Heavy, isn't it? Like families. Every family, every hard-working mum and dad, any person with a job, anyone with a bit of cash, you're gonna have to pay them. The gangsters, okay? These guys, you're gonna have to pay them. You're gonna be in big trouble otherwise, and it is big trouble otherwise. You take it very seriously otherwise. They run this gang in this country you're trying to visit. Run guns, run drugs, they run brothels, they run casinos. All of their money comes from the people, okay? But not only are they using the money to generate these things and use these things, they're gonna bully you. Do you think if you pay the way they'd leave you alone? You pay them, they're gonna bully you. They'll look into your private accounts. They'll look into your personal details. They'll ask all the gossip and want to get to know everything about you. They'll stop you on the street. They'll go through your pockets for no reason. If you don't do anything they say, they will punish you explicitly. If one of these Maori guys or one of these gangsters says, stand over there, and if you don't explicitly follow their command, you're in big trouble. Big trouble. Yeah, you could be abducted and taken off the street there and held for without even questioning for about 2 days, or anyone even knowing where you are. They'll, despite the fact that they run guns and drugs, they'll take your drugs, they'll bust your drugs, they'll sell them again. They'll racketeer you. They'll racketeer absolutely everything going on. They'll abduct you. They'll torture you. They'll try to disembowel you and get away with it because they're the most notorious gang in that country. Scary though, isn't it? I can understand why people of El Salvador had to get rid of such a gang. It's really, really scary and really, really, really bad for tourism and stuff. Now, on Garda Síochána, or any national police service, you're not getting it, do you? You still have this blind curtain over your face that the police are good guys. My family have this, and it breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart. My family will report anything and everything, even about me, to the police, despite the fact they know I've been abducted, tortured. They tried to disembowel me for no good reason. I've been a genius outstanding in my field. Tried to snuff me for some rich people. They still report everything to the police, even about me. If I'm going out of town or something, they just ring the police to let me know I'm going out of town. It's painful having your own family betray you in that kind of way. Yeah. Racketeer everything. You have to pay them taxes. You have to pay their full wage. The people pay their full wage. If you don't pay their full wage, you're going to prison. That's heavy racketeering right there. If you don't pay these gangsters, you will be punished and you will go to prison. They'll take it very seriously. You can't say anything about them. They'll come around and they'll section you for incitement, or they'll push on you. If you say anything bad about them, they'll come around and bully you. They'll stop you on the streets. They'll go through your pockets for absolutely no good reason whatsoever, just general suspicion. They'll take whatever they want off you, and it'll never be said in a court. They run guns, drugs, prostitution all over the country in a republic because they need to regulate everything. It's better to know about it and control it than to make it go away, because then someone else will just come along. So we may as well let it exist and run it and regulate it and be in charge of it all. And you come to a foreign country, and the first person you're going to call when you're in trouble is the local police, aren't you? Instead of the Maori, who probably would actually come to you. I was actually thinking this about gangsters in Ireland, that if everybody paid the Hutch family, €12 a year, €12 a year, and everybody in the country. Well, not everybody's going to do it, but they get 1 million people in the country, and they give the Hutch family 1 million. It's 12 million for the Hutch family. And the Hutch family promise they'll come around and sort out your problems. Have a fight with some lad, they'll come around and they'll dispute it. They'll something gets stolen, they'll actually look under the hood of the and they'll come down to try and find it. And actually, one of the Hutch lads is running for government. The police won't do anything for you. Absolutely anything. I was being hunted and I was about to be attacked by a bunch of bored kids when I was homeless, just hunting hobos. And I got saved. A lady saved me, brought me to the Garda station, and they laughed at me. I was like, well, listen, nothing happened to you. So, what do you hear reporting? I was like, deterrence, interference, or, prevention. No, Jesus, we're not like the cops on TV, Got stabbed 2 days later in the head and I couldn't say anything about it. What are you paying for? All I'm saying is, these Maori people looked really, really cool, really, really committed to actually protecting the peace and well-being and safety of the people in their country, compared to Nazi police all over your country who don't care for you, who you pay, and who will bully and rob you, racketeer you, run guns, run shops, won't come to help you when you call them. And it's just weird. Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys in life? Because you all really, really, really depend on and trust that the police are really, really good people that are in for your safety and well-being. And so keep paying them. Yeah, keep paying them to abduct and disembowel your firstborn children. I don't care. I'm moving to El Salvador. Well, I'm not really moving to El Salvador because now it's probably a Western gentrified crap hellhole. And they're probably prostituting all the ladies of Mare, and Miss Universe was the first thing they put on it. So that the Miss Universe and Mare could have a Western experience like every other little girl in the world gets to go off and have a Western experience. Yeah, I felt bad for them. I felt really, 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 really bad for them. And then they were going around crushing all their families and kicking all their families off the property. It's like, well, there's no official government deed for this property, and they're just knocking all their families down and tearing down all their graves. Absolutely made me sick. Absolutely made me sick. So yeah, I suppose if this is, what the Western world says, then we really ought to go around to every single police station or in every single police home. They probably own lots of houses, but every landlord in like South Dublin is a guard. Every single landlord in South Dublin is a guard, just to let you know. Every landlord in North Dublin is a farmer. Yeah. And then they all take care of each other, the farmers and the police. That's why it's a little more lawless up north, but it's very annoyingly super lawful in the south. It's the only difference. Farmers up top, police down south. Nobody else can afford a house, and they don't want anybody else affording a house, just to let you know, guys. They want everybody on social welfare or disability in this country, and they want none of you climbing up the social ladder, or none of you getting on the property ladder, and they keep all these Irish away from Ireland. So the pigs can run it. So yeah, maybe you want to go around and like smash up. I'm not gonna say it's been a smash, but like, it was good enough for the Maori. You know what I mean? It's good enough for any police, national police, like their graves and their homes and their families. And you just got to get rid of this, blatant social menace. It's like a social cancer. Bleeding money, forcing us pay, bullying us, harassing us, stalking us, leaning on us, racketeering you. They won't bust you, if you're a big time crook, they'll just tax you. Keep a good thing going. And all their little bastard children that are born into the brothels that they run are all little IRA servants running around, actually being like gangsters, actually being like these kind of rapists, or supposedly alleged rapists, murderers, racketeering, gun rugging, drug selling, because somebody needs to sell the drugs for the guards, so they just get their bastard, neglected children. They're all on orphan payments, and they have no standard, no opportunities in life. Being born to some guard, yeah, what kind of opportunities would you have in life being born to a guard? So yeah, that's for the Maori. Sick to my stomach for these boys. I feel really, really bad for the people that smashed their graves, because you are probably never going to sleep again. And yeah, if I had more political persuasion, I'd get everybody out of El Salvador, and I'd let you go back to where you were. Yeah, I'd say they were much better than the National Police Service, or the current National Police Service that are working there. And like the Hutch gang might be better than the Gardaí. Yeah, seriously. On the proper side of the fence, you know what I mean? So yeah. We got to get rid of these social problems, and I reckon we just do this exact same thing we did in El Salvador. We just round them all up and put them all in a prison. Because, we're paying for it, so you may as well pay for the prison. You want to see who you want in the prison. You may as well, if you're paying for the prison, you may as well fill it with people you don't want on the streets. Yeah. Abducted, tortured, disemboweled me, and got away with it. See you soon.